What is up, guys and girls? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all having fun, and I hope you're all getting out on the water as much as possible. We're coming back at you from Rhodes, Greece, Reckless Riders, and we are in the middle of our high season, so it is extremely busy. We are going a bit crazy here, but I just had to take the time and make a foil review video about the new RV2s. Absolutely amazing foil. Now the RV2s, we were lucky enough to get our hands on all three sizes. We got the 879, the 939 and the 999, and we got them all a little bit earlier before they're released, so we could try them out, test them, get a feel for them, and then once they were released, we gave them to all our customers as much as we could, and we got all the feedback we could from them as well. And I must say, there's not really any negative feedback in the bunch there. It is a really amazing foil, like I said. Now we got here the 879. Take a look at that little beast here. That's the first one I tried because, of course, I'll always go out with the smallest first. Don't ask me why, it's just a thing I do. Then we got the 939, which probably ended up being my favorite of the bunch because it's an amazing kind of in-between all-around size that I can ride in nearly all conditions, and I really enjoy. It's kind of just playful enough but just secure enough at the same time. And then you got the big boy, the 999, which is probably the original size, coming from the Art 999, the RV2 999. And this is an amazing light wind foil, amazing foil all around. In general, I say light wind, you know, medium wind and like higher wind, but to be honest, you could use all of them depending on your size in the huge variety of winds, because they're just so efficient with that kind of thing. Now let's see a little bit the specifications of the foils, if we can. Here we've got all the foils, basically all the RV2s are sitting around a 10 aspect ratio. So the Art 999 is a 1026 square centimeter area with a 9.9 aspect ratio. We've got the 939 sitting at 900 square centimeters with a 10 aspect ratio on the dot. And we got the 879 sitting at 790 square centimeters with a 9.98 aspect ratio. So as I said, 10 aspect ratio all around. And if we just pick one of them up here, just keep it, I guess the 999 shows it a bit better. As you see from the shape, from how it all looks, right, this foil does look a lot like a Spitfire when you look at it on first glance, and that's because they sit between the ArtPros and the Spitfires, and they take a lot of the characteristics, if I'm not mistaken, from the Spitfires. I love the Spitfires, that's what I ride mostly. Now, what do they keep from the Spitfires? Like we said, they have a lot of the characteristics. So we're looking at a straight median line, we're looking at the elliptical shape, obviously, as you can see here, with the tapering towards the tips. Now the thing would be that the difference would be that the tips are much more narrow than a Spitfire, but the chord here remains quite wide, so that means you're getting a lot of speed, a lot of maneuverability out of it, but at the same time you're keeping a good stall speed, good low end stall speed, and a really easy start on the foil. And it has a much thinner profile than the Spitfire, which makes it a much faster foil, so a much more aggressive leading edge here. Now, one of my things I really like about this is that it's made out of high modulus carbon. So it's reinforced with high modulus carbon, meaning that whereas I have a rule of I don't jump anything over 900 wingspan, you could probably jump these. I wouldn't jump the 999, but the 939 you can probably jump, and you can definitely jump the 879. Even though they are high aspect foils, they can take the impact, the high modulus carbon. Of course, it's not, the high modulus not just for being able to jump, but it's more for the stiffness of the foil and really getting reactivity from it when it's under your feet. Especially for a heavy rider like me, it does make a difference, and you can feel it. If you're not as heavy as me, or if you're not at a high level, you won't really feel the difference, but it's a nice change to have on these foils. Now let's go on the feeling. The feeling of the foil, really, like I said, an amazing foil. Everyone loved them. One of the main things that the absolute first thing that I noticed, and that was when I was riding the 879. I thought it must have just been a fluke, and I tried it again and again and again, and then I tried it with all the foils, is that they start unbelievably easy for what they are. So these are high aspect foils, right? You always expect them to need a bit more speed, a bit more pumping to kind of get going. And yet I got on the 879 with a 70 liter, 5 meter wing, and it was maybe 15 knots, and The moment I stood up, 3 pumps, got flying. PS, I'm 100 kilograms, right? I'm not a light guy. So super easy on the start, super early lift. Really, I was not expecting that for a foil of this type, for what the foil is and what it gives. Now, what do I mean what it gives? Again, let's go back to the feeling. They feel very fast. They are super easy to get to speed, and you have control throughout the speed. Now, are they the fastest foils? Probably not. No, I think the ArtPros are faster. Maybe even the original Arts can go faster if pushed, but these you can go fast without having much negative feedback by remaining in control and being very comfortable throughout, and they naturally go fast. So even in light winds, I get up, I am the fastest one on the water, I can guarantee you that. So one of the main attributes, I guess, about these foils, especially on the 999 when I ride it in light winds on little bumps, very nice pumping and very good glide on the foil. So you can connect waves easily, you can pump from wave to wave, you can glide on a wave for a long time and still do your carving in your wave riding. Like I said, they are very maneuverable and very easy to kind of feel out. And they're just amazing cruisers all around. So once you're on, you just love just going with the foil, cruising with it, doing some carves, some 360s on the water, some wave riding, connecting waves. Like I said, all around amazing cruiser, pumper, glider, foil. Another strange thing I noticed, strange in a good way, is that it has a very good stall speed. So again, that's probably coming from the wider cord here. But the stall speed for a foil like this really surprised me. I thought I was going to drop off more than one time, but then I was feeling still quite comfortable. And the funny thing is, like, it kind of warns you that you're going to fall off. So if you're getting past that threshold, you're kind of getting a warning that, okay, I'm feeling like I'm going down, you're getting ready. So you can do something about it, if you can do something about it anyway. In comparison, what I mean by that is, for example, the Spitfire, if you cross that threshold, you just suddenly drop off. There's not much warning there. So again, just another thing to talk about the easiness of this foil and the user friendliness of it. In general, like I said, they're very similar to the Spitfires. The only thing I would say is they're more efficient in nearly everything they do. The Spitfire, however, still has its place. I haven't switched it out. I use it a lot more when I'm doing freestyle. I don't really freestyle with these. I try not to jump with these too much, even though you can. The Spitfire feels better on, this is my Spitfire here, feels better on the landing and the control and on the pop off and the re-pop if you're doing double moves. So it's very similar to the Spitfire, but more efficient in all its riding. It's faster, it's easier to get going, it has a better stall speed. The only thing I would say, besides the jumping and freestyle and whatever, you can be much more aggressive on a Spitfire. So you can take really tight turns in the pocket of a wave if you want. Whereas the RV2s, you want to make it nice and wide, nice and open turns, and they work much better like that. They can, both Spitfire and the RV2s, they can breach. But the Spitfire could breach as much as it wants and have no negative feedback. On the RV2s, I've been happy taking the tips out, especially when riding around the wave, but not much more than that. And one of the other big things I noticed, the difference, is that the Spitfire can cut through really messy water. So I took them out in a stormy day one time, a lot of whitewash, a lot of messy kind of currents, water's pushing here. The Spitfire just cuts through. The RV2 doesn't like that as much. You can still work, you can still ride it there. Obviously, we're not talking that it just fails completely, but you can you feel a lot more of the negative effect from that kind of whitewash and really aggressive waters, whereas the Spitfire will cut through anything like butter. Who is it for? I would say it's for the everyday rider. It's for all of you guys, everybody that's riding out there, and a high level rider that just wants to do every style on one foil. So you can go out, like I said, you can cruise around, you can wave ride, you can pump, you can connect waves, you can glide around, you can do freestyle, you can do jumps if you want to, you can do everything, but not at the highest level, not at the most extreme level of that genre and style. So it's a fantastic, let's say, all-arounder, kind of covers all styles, but not at the extreme of anything. So as I said, there's a faster foil, there's a carvier foil, there's a better jumper, there's a better everything, right? But this can do everything in one foil really nicely and at a good, decent level. And we're just talking about not taking it to, you know, the extremes of those levels, which most of us don't really care about. Have I switched my Spitfire to the Arts? No, I have not, because as I said, I freestyle a lot. I'm quite aggressive on my riding, so the Spitfire still suits me, whereas the RV2, I take it out for any other conditions that I don't want to take my Spitfires in, basically. So this is my second favorite foil. I can't even say second favorite, just matches different conditions. Now keep in mind, this is not my style of riding. And yet now these foils have made me kind of go out in days that I would normally skip and be lazy, but they would make me go out and kind of play around and really enjoy riding these foils here. But when I'm going to go for extreme riding and like hard riding, big jumps, freestyle, everything, I'll go back to my small Spitfires. What do they match with? As foils, I would say obviously black fuse. Advanced Plus fuses seem to be made. These seem to be made around the Advanced Plus fuses, so they really work really well with them. But you can ride them with any fuse you want, really. My customers have been riding them with normal fuses. Most of them, I've put them on ultra short fuses or crazy short fuses, and I think the crazy short works even better. I would say Advanced Plus, if you're that kind of rider, go for it. It works much better. The riders I tried it without Advanced Plus, they were just because they were not comfortable using the Advanced Plus in general. So these work with ultra short, crazy short. Advanced Plus is even better. Rear wings, we're going for the classics here. We've got the Progressive, my all-time favorite, and the Skinnies. Now, Progressive or Skinnies both work really well. Probably a flat wing will work as well, anything to do with speed. But I would say the Skinny is the go-to for this. It really unlocks the foil. It really makes it feel that it can get to its absolute max performance, and you're just going to enjoy it. What sizes? On the Progressives, I use 300 or 350. I don't really go bigger than that. There's no point. And the Skinnies, I'm on a 360 for all three sizes. I just match my 360 with it, and I love it. You can go bigger, you can go smaller, but I think the 360 is the sweet spot for all these foils. I ride them all, like I said, in a variety of winds. So light wind, medium wind, really high wind going aggressive. But to be honest, I try to get the 9 out most of the times because, like I said, it feels the best to me of all the three foils with the balance of everything. So I hope all that makes sense. I hope you enjoyed the video and you understand everything we just said about these foils. They really are an amazing foil. If you can get your hands on some to try them. You're probably going to buy them in the end, so give it a go. They really made a good job. Props to Adrian and Axis for designing these beasts here. They are amazing foils. If you like the video, please obviously drop a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And comment underneath with any questions about the foils. If you just want to say hello, drop a comment. Or if you've ridden these foils already, please let us know what you thought about them. Thank you for watching, guys, and see you on the water.